Hello, I'm Camelia and this is Kini News. Bersatu Youth Chief Wan Fayhsal Wan Kamal has lashed out at Labuan MP, labelling Suhaili Rahman a traitor over alleged attempts to solicit support for Prime Minister.
Speaking to reporters in Parliament, the Machang MP also accused Suhaili of acting allegedly in cahoots with an individual he had yesterday referred to as Datuk Botak.
Tengah-tengah kami mesyuarat, dia dengan penuh confident call salah seorang ahli parlimen kami. Dia tak sedar dalam mesyuarat tu, ketua pembangkang ada. Bila ahli parlimen kami bagi telefon kepada ketua pembangkang, meloncatlah dia, terkejutlah dia. Sebab dia ingat dia boleh cakap ahli parlimen tu seorang-seorang. Rupanya kami dalam mesyuarat ketika itu. Dia tak pernah give up sejak dia menyatakan sokongan kepada Perdana Menteri, dia buat kerja tu, cuba cari seorang-seorang ahli parlimen bersatu.
Wan Fayhsal yesterday claimed that Datuk Botak and Anwar's former political secretary Farhaj Wafa Salvador Rizal Mubarak were allegedly responsible for wooing 4 Bersatu MPs to support the Prime Minister. Suhaili, in response to Wan Fayhsal's initial claims, had denied that the 4 of them were intimidated into supporting the unity government.
Earlier, one of the rogue Bersatu MPs has accused the party's information chief of committing the worst slander over bribery allegations. I will sue Bersatu Information Chief Razali Idris for accusing me of receiving a bribe, said Gua Musang MP Muhammad Azizi Abu Naim. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, Azizi said the accusation that he received inducement in exchange for declaring support for Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim amounted to slander. On November 11th, Razali claimed there were elements of graft involved in inducing 4 Bersatu MPs to declare support for Anwar. Besides Azizi, they are Iskandar Zulkarnain, Abdul Khalid, Kuala Kangsar, Suhaili Rahman, Labuan, and Zahari Kecik, Jali. Meanwhile, Kelantan Bersatu Information Chief Bahari Muhammad Noor claimed Azizi confided that a political broker was making generous monetary offers and other benefits for opposition MPs who declared support for Anwar. However, Azizi denied the claim and said he would address the accusations in a statement soon. Meanwhile, Labuan MP Suhaili Rahman has also come forward to deny claims that his support for Anwar was due to threats and bribes. He reiterated that his support for the Prime Minister is to ensure the survival of the people in his constituency. The UMNO Youth Chief has labelled the 4 Bersatu MPs who switched seats in the Dewan Rakyat as political frogs. Dr. Muhammad Akmal Saleh also questioned whether their motives were sincere or for personal interest.
The UMNO Youth Chief has criticised the actions of 3 rogue Bersatu MPs who switched seats in the Dewan Rakyat yesterday. Dr. Muhammad Akmal Saleh said for them to switch support but still stay in the same party to be tantamount to party hopping. The Merlimau Adun lamented that Parliament still have political frogs even before and after the anti-hopping laws were established. Speaking to Malaysia Kini, he also sarcastically asked the Speaker to put the 3 MPs outside the Dewan Rakyat. Yesterday, 3 of the 4 Bersatu MPs who recently switched to supporting Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim had their seats changed within the Dewan Rakyat. They are now sitting behind Muar MP Syed Saddiq Syed Abdul Rahman, whose party Muda previously withdrew support for the government in September. Stressing further, Akmal believes their reason for switching support because of a lack of allocations is only used as an excuse, since MPs can still apply for development allocations. He insisted that the rogue MPs switched their support due to personal interests instead of fighting for the people.
Donate to Kinitv to show your support and help us sustain as an independent online news portal that delivers breaking news. Do support us. Your contribution matters.
Meanwhile, anti-graft watchdog C4 today highlights the need for a political financing act and other measures following the recent MP defections.
The Centre to Combat Corruption and Cronyism, C4, has expressed alarm over the switch of support by 4 rogue Bersatu MPs. C4 says the latest development proves the need for a political financing act and amendments to prevent loopholes in anti-hopping measures. Previously, the 4 Bersatu MPs cited the guarantee of receiving federal funds for the welfare of their constituencies as the reason for their support for Anwar Ibrahim. According to C4, a political funding act that mandates the allocation of funds to all constituencies will eliminate the need to shift loyalties in order to obtain funds. It added that the defection of the MPs also revealed the ineffectiveness of the anti-hopping provisions under Article 49A of the Federal Constitution. In a statement today, the anti-graft watchdog also voiced concern over money politics in the country. C4 says money politics pose a danger to the country's democratic principles and processes. The group also described the situation where politicians change allegiance at the drop of the hat as reminiscent of the infamous Sheraton move in early 2020.
Moving on to the next story, former Health Minister Khairi Jamaluddin slams the current administration for its handling of the GEG bill that will make it illegal for those born after 2007 to buy or consume nicotine products.
Khairi Jamaluddin has accused Azalina Othman Said and Tiong King Singh, as well as the gaffer, of blocking the generational endgame GEG bill. The former health minister mentioned the two ministers and the gaffer, which is likely in reference to Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, on his Instagram. Khairi was the architect of the bill aimed at making it illegal for those born after 2007 to buy or consume nicotine products. While Azalina has not publicly commented on the GEG provisions, Tiong told Parliament last year that the punitive measures prescribed in the draft bill were too high and would unfairly punish lower income groups. Tiong was not a cabinet member at the time. Earlier, health watchdog Code Blue claimed that the cabinet had decided to drop the GEG provisions from the Control of Smoking Products for Public Health Bill 2023. According to Code Blue, Attorney General Ahmad Teriruddin Mohamed Saleh was of the opinion that the provisions were unconstitutional because they violated Article 8 of the Federal Constitution. Khairi said the Cabinet's handling of the matter was absolutely shambolic. Meanwhile, Azalina told Malaysia Kini that all ministers have the prerogative to present their views on any matter, but the Cabinet is collectively responsible for the decision made.
Dr. Mahathir Mohamad was the root cause of money politics that has been plaguing the country's largest political organization, claims an UMNO leader.
An UMNO Supreme Council member has described Dr. Mahathir Mohamad as king of cronyism and nepotism for not wanting MACC to investigate money politics in UMNO. Puat Zakarshi also accused the former Prime Minister for being the root of money and business politics in UMNO. Writing on his Facebook, Puat said Dr. Mahathir was the one who brought in tycoon Daim Zainuddin into UMNO, which saw more businessmen coming in and grabbing positions in the party. He added that Dr. Mahathir never cared if money politics was illegal as long as he and his cronies are safe. For the record, Dr. Mahathir was UMNO president for about 22 years from 1981 until his retirement in 2003. Earlier, in the Keluar Sekejap podcast hosted by Khairi Jamaluddin and Sharil Sufyan Hamdan, Dr. Mahathir said it was not his responsibility to call the MACC to investigate money politics in UMNO that occurred in the 1990s. He explained that the authorities should not wait for instructions to act if they were aware of any irregularities or money politics in UMNO. Mahathir also added that he cannot be blamed for the culture of corruption that spread in UMNO while leading the party.
A government backbencher debating allocations for small and medium enterprises questioned if recent claims by an opposition MP will affect Malaysian products in Singapore.
Jelutong MP RSN Raya today cited Kepala Batas MP's allegations of family ties between DAP leaders Lim Kit Siang and Lim Guan Eng, former Singapore Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew and former Communist leader Chin Peng. Raya, however, did not directly name Siti Mastura Muhammad.
Cuma saya ingin tanya, adakah kenyataan seorang ahli parlimen yang dibuat baru-baru ini mengaitkan Lee Kuan Yew dengan komunis akan menyebabkan apa-apa masalah di atas usaha-usaha yang telah dilakukan? Keceluparan ahli parlimen ini mungkin menyebabkan perniagaan dua hala di antara Singapura dan Malaysia ini tergugat.
Siti Mastura then stood up to raise a point of order against him.
Saya mohon kepada jurutong untuk menarik perkara tersebut. Saya telah memberi keterangan Dan belum ada beberapa lagi putusan. Jadi saya mohon untuk kepada Dirutong menaik balik perkara tersebut.
Puan Pengurusi, saya tidak menyebut mana-mana nama. So tolong duduk. Jangan perasan. Tolong duduk.
Sila duduk.
Siapa yang makan cili rasa pedas? Duduk.
Yes.
Saya tak sebut nama kepala batas.
Earlier, Raya claimed that following Siti Mastura's remarks, there were complaints from Malay businesses who said they feared their products may be boycotted by Singapore.
And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you would like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Kimilia. Thanks for watching.